Hey guys, you're watching MattTheMusketeer, and today I actually have some brand new Battlefield 4 news and information. Now this gameplay right here is from the pre-alpha at E3, and it has been given to me by Charboy. So I want to thank Charboy for allowing me to use this footage on my video. I have left a link to his channel on the screen right now and in the description below, so don't forget to check out his channel. So we are nearly a week into the alpha trial for Battlefield 4. Now relatively speaking, this is quite a short alpha trial when it comes to gaming, only 2 weeks long, so we're nearly halfway through the alpha trial for Battlefield 4 now, and it was a closed trial. Only people who were given invites via email could play this game. Now the invites were given out randomly to anybody who did have their emails set to receive emails from Battlefield or EA, otherwise it would have been illegal for them to have sent you an invitation to the game. Now I have had a few chances to play this. A friend of mine does have the trial, and it is a white box trial, so it's actually not as far down the line as the gameplay you're seeing here. None of the textures are turned on, apart from the soldier and the weapons. Everything is kind of like a white canvas, like the alpha leaked images we saw several weeks ago. Now the game type and the map that is in the closed alpha actually is the same as you're seeing here that we saw at E3. It is Conquest or Conquest Large on Siege of Shanghai. Now during the last week of this alpha, quite a lot of new information has come to light. But one of the more interesting things was actually some in-game code that has been leaked. Some code buried within Battlefield that does have quite a lot of new information within it. Now within this code we did see lists of new items and weapons and attachments that we will be seeing in Battlefield 4. Now a lot of these things were either weapons that we did know were in the game already, or that we did see at the E3 pre-alpha gameplay. But there were a few new things, such as some of the sights that we are going to be seeing featuring in the game, things like the Chinese Type 6, the Coyote, the Delta Point, the Vision King and the RX-1 Scorpion. So some of these are new kind of things that we didn't know about, and we did see them in this new code. One of the most interesting things to be pulled out of this code is what seems to be the name for some new game modes that we will be seeing in Battlefield 4. We did see 3 in particular that did stand out. There seems to be a new game mode called Playground, Obliteration and Elimination. Now these are in addition to the regular game modes such as Conquest, Rush and all that kind of stuff that we will be expecting to see in Battlefield 4. So what can we make out from these game mode titles so far? Well, apart from the names themselves, there is very little to go on. But for example, with things like Playground, it's pretty safe to guess that because we do now know that Battlefield 4 will be including a training mode where you can improve your aviation skills, your armoured vehicle skills, maybe Playground is the title for this training area where you can take part in non-ranked combat situations and you can try and improve your aviation skills. So maybe Playground is the title for this game mode. Now on top of that, we do have another game mode called Elimination. Now Elimination is a little bit more mainstream. We do see things like that in Call of Duty and other first-person online shooters. So I'm assuming Elimination is going to be something along the lines of Search and Destroy and bringing that into the Battlefield series. Now that said, it could be completely the opposite to Search and Destroy. It could be some kind of mode where one player is selected to be the target and has to be protected from the rest of his team, and then the enemy team have to try and eliminate that one target. So, you know, the title Elimination could be a whole range of different game modes, but probably the safe bet is to say it's going to be some type of Search and Destroy game mode. Now the third and final game mode is called Obliteration. Now Obliteration is a bit of an oddball for a title really. I've never seen a game mode called Obliteration in any multiplayer game before really, but judging from this name, it's probably safe to say it could be something to do with the new Levolution that DICE and Battlefield are really pushing forward with Battlefield 4. The whole idea of the maps evolving and the levels evolving as players destroy certain areas, as we did see with this map, Siege of Shanghai, as the tower collapsed and that created a brand new flag that was in the rubble that had previously been on top of the tower. So maybe Obliteration is to do with something about destroying large areas of maps and taking down certain parts of maps. But, you know, it's a bit of a stab in the dark at the moment, so it's going to be quite exciting to see what these new game modes really mean. Now on top of that, we do have some new information regarding the abilities to equip weapons in certain classes in Battlefield 4. Obviously with Battlefield 3, nearly all of the weapons were dependent on the class you were in. There were maybe a handful of weapons that could be used across all of the classes in the game. But now in Battlefield 4, certain weapons can be equipped in all of the classes available to you. So for example, carbines and marksman rifles can be used in different classes. So for example, an engineer could now equip some kind of M39 marksman rifle if he wanted to go on a more defensive gameplay role during the match. So now you can choose your specializations to pick either offensive or defensive roles in the game. So that means you can pick carbine weapons and marksman weapons in different classes throughout the game, which means there's going to be a much higher level of mix and match capability for your players, so a much higher level of kind of customization and specialization available to your players. So now I want to hear from you guys. What do you think in the comments below about these new game modes? What do you think playground, obliteration and elimination game modes are going to be like? And I also want to hear from you, what do you think about this new system of being able to bring different weapons across to different classes? Do you think it could imbalance the game a little bit? We might find ourselves with some kind of super class again, as we did with Battlefield 3. Tell me all in the comments below. But that's all I've got time for today, guys. Don't forget, if you did enjoy the video, please hit like and give me a comment below. It does help me out a lot. But in the meantime, guys, thank you for watching, and I will see you soon.